Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today this is your player ratings for Chelsea's unexcusable performance in our 3-0 defeat yesterday on Saturday the 11th of July, whenever you're watching this, against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. And we're going to be starting from front to back, starting from the back. We are going to start with the player ratings with Kepa Arrizabalaga. For me, I thought Kepa had a really good game. He showed promise in what he could do. A lot of the goals that were conceded, when none of them were his fault. The first one, he did a good save. Just unfortunately for keepers, if you save one, you know you're not gonna get out quickly for the rebound, and unfortunately he didn't. And we can't blame him for anything. So I'm going to give Kepa Arrizabalaga. He was the 1 out of 2. There's one other outfield. Other than Kepa, there's one outfield player that gets a high rating other than Kepa. And Kepa is going to be given I'm going to say 7. Kepa is going to be given a 7 because at some stage, if it wasn't for him, I think Chelsea could have conceded more than we did. And that's just our luck. Sorry if I do look down here. I've got the lineup on my phone, so I'm just going to do it to keep out on the lineups for you. Starting now from the defence, Reece James. Yeah. What can I say about any of our defence? I think it was alright. Just sloppy play. The balls weren't going left to right. Couldn't pass 2 metres. There's not much I can say because of the performance. So, Reece James for me will be getting a 3 out of 10 rating. And just a heads up, Kepa is 7 out of 10. So, that's what I'm going to put for Reece James. 3 out of 10 for his performance. Next one. Yeah. Andreas Christensen. What can I say about Andreas Christensen? That guy didn't have a particular game. Anybody that played in that centre-back role in front of Kepa isn't the best game plan that we went for. But, yeah, Andreas Christensen couldn't pass the ball left to right. He could pass the ball left to right. That's what he did most of the game. And he also passed the ball. Couldn't pass the ball 2 metres. Like the rest of the team. So, as Andreas Christensen, you're going to get a 2 out of 10 rating for your performance against Sheffield United. Next one, Curt Zoomer. If I did these player ratings, last 2 games, Curt Zoomer would have got 10 out of 10. This can be a completely different story. Zoomer, for me, same as Andreas Christensen, didn't have a good game, could pass left to right. That's all they did. And couldn't pass the ball 2 metres or 2 yards forward. So, unfortunately, even though I like Zoomer, you are also getting a 2 out of 10 rating for your performance versus Sheffield United. Next one on the list is Azpilicueta, our beloved captain. For me, even though defensive frailties were in the centre back role, Azpilicueta played alright. He passed the ball left to right, even gone forward to try and get us going on attacks. So that's what I love about Azpilicueta. He'll get the ball and he won't just say go left to right or go back to the keeper. Azpilicueta actually passes it forward. So this will be a slightly higher rating any other two. Azpilicueta will get a 5 out of 10 rating for Chelsea's captain, Cesar Azpilicueta. Next one on the list is Ross Bartley. For me, Ross Bartley didn't really have a good game, and it's going to be a meta. It's going to be throughout this video. Most players are going to say didn't have a good game, and for me, it just didn't. Passes weren't going right. His runs weren't the best. Just weren't brilliant. There's not much I can say about that performance from Ross Bartley. So what I'm going to do is Ross Bartley. I'm going to put him at. I'll put him at a 3 out of 10 rating for Ross Bartley. Next one on the list is Jorginho. My dad had a little bit to say about Jorginho after we played, because he was annoyed at the fact that Jorginho, when he got the ball, was keep going backwards. So that has made the decision for my ratings today a little bit more clear. Because Jorginho had a good game. He had a lot of the passes, a lot of touch to the ball. But the thing I hated was the fact that Jorginho, when he got the ball, wasn't getting us forward. He was making us go backwards, that then put us in trouble most of the time. So for me, Jorginho will be getting a 2 out of 10. Just on the basis that every time he got the ball, he was taking us backwards, putting us in more trouble, putting us under pressure more, when he should have, when he should be passing the ball forward and getting us going, because that's what Kante does. Next on the list is Mason Mount. I think Mount not had a bad game. That's going to be the meta for every player. Not had a bad game. But could be better. Mount, I would say he was in fault for the first goal for Sheffield United, where he lost the ball so easily. And then from that, the ball got crossed in. Owen McBurney had the shot, saved by Kepa. And then McGoldrick, who looked like he looked 50 years old, scored with his beard and everything. So on the basis that Mount was fault for one of the goals, Mount is going to get a 2 out of 10 rating. Just on the basis that he was fault for one of the 3 goals that we conceded against Sheffield United. Next one, Willian. This guy, I can hype this guy up as much as I want. Today, can't hype him up today. Willian, I was very disappointed in his performance. Every time he plays, I have a bit of confidence in me, and the confidence within him for Willian wasn't as confident as I was when the game started. Because Willian, he couldn't even pass 2 meters, 2 yards, whatever. He even tried to get the play. He tried to get play going, but just couldn't. But what I say on the base, and also William was in fault for the second goal for Sheffield United, scored by Owen McBurney, where he literally didn't track their winger's run that he was supposed to be marking, and he just let the winger run past him, cross it in for McBurney to header it in the back of the net. So on the basis that William was in fault for the second Sheffield United goal, William is going to get a 2 out of 10 rating on the basis that he was in fault for one of the goals we conceded. Next on the list is Abraham. Now, Abraham, if you guys watched the stream of the live watching on yesterday of Sheffield United 3-0 win over us, how I said about Tammy Abraham made me rage so much. That guy did nothing. That guy, the player that we love and like, because he's Chelsea through and through, he didn't do a bugger all in that game. It took him to the 85th minute for him to literally have a shot or an attempt at Dean Henderson in the Sheffield United goal. That shows how bad it was. It took him 85 minutes to actually have an attempt in the box. For me, Tammy Abraham was poor. The poorest player on that pitch, other than the centre-backs. And for me, Tammy Abraham, you're going to get a 1 out of 10 for that, because you just didn't perform the entire game. Next, Christian Pulisic, another guy who I love to big up, who started well for us. He just had an off day. Christian Pulisic, I thought played slightly decent. Tried to do some things like try and run through brick walls where you know you're not going to be able to get through players, and you know it's not going to work. But for me, he tried to do passes where he knows it's not going to work. Like some of the passes he do with passes to a Sheffield United player. He tried to like chip it over to a player and it will never get to him. And when he gets the ball, he tried running in the middle of two Sheffield United players during the game a lot, and it doesn't work. But I could see what he was trying to do, but it wasn't paying off. But sometimes he would get jinked past some of them, but then the balls in weren't good. But because at least he tried and think about doing something, to try and get to do something, to try and get people into space, I'm going to actually put him at a 4 out of 10, just because he tried and do something. Even though he wasn't good, he tried to do something. And that's all I can respect him for. Then we're going to go from the back again with the substitutes who came on in the second half. Karol Hudson-Odoi came on for 15 minutes. Didn't really see him do anything. He didn't really do much. Frankly, he didn't really have an impact in the game. We were already like 3-0 down by that stage, so it didn't have an impact. So I'll put Karol Hudson-Odoi I'm going to put him at 1 out of 10, just the fact he didn't really have an impact in the game, didn't really do much. So for that, Hudson-Odoi at 1 out of 10 rating. Next one, Rudiger. Rudiger came on to replace Andreas Christensen because Lampard knew there was a problem with our centre-backs. He brought Rudiger on to simplify the defence. I bet he regretted doing that, because what did Rudiger do? A ball came in, he tried to clear it, he just basically kicked it. He kicked it to McGoldrick for him to tap it in to make it 3-0. On the basis of the fact is that Rudiger was in fault for the third goal in the game. Rudiger is also getting a 1 out of 10 for the fact that he was in fault for the third goal that we conceded in that game. Next one was Loftus-Cheek. Didn't really see him do much in the game. And he came on for like the last 12 minutes, so it didn't really do. I didn't think he did that much. Didn't really see him have any opportunities like swing balls in, because we were 3-0 down. We just kept possession. That's all we did. So for that, I'm going to give him another 1 out of 10, just because I don't think he did really do much to impact the game. He didn't really do much when he came on. So 1 out of 10 for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Next one came out at half-time was Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso, for him, slightly, I can say, from left back, he actually tried. He was gunning up to like halfway, like the midfield role. He was going up from being in the midfield to the centre back. So he was actually slightly doing something to try and get us doing something, but it wasn't working. Sheffield United. So basically, every time Alonso was in the left back role, he would go to midfield, and when Alonso would keep getting the ball in the midfield, instead of him going and doing passes where he's trying to get forward, he was also sometimes going back or doing. But I liked it. Sometimes he would also do a long cross. He would do it to the other wing. But basically, we would either go sideways, back, or long crosses to the other side. Never going forward. But because he was kept, instead of being on his left back, and he tried to do something, but not really good enough, I'll put Marcos Alonso at 2 out of 10 rating for his performance against Sheffield United. Then the last one is Olivier Giroud, the only other player on the team other than Kepa that I can actually give a little bit of praise to. Because Giroud, when he came on, actually was gunning to actually get attempts on goal. He was gunning to get to the ball. He was gunning to get to every ball, to get to every flight. He was interested. The whole rest of the team weren't interested. But Giroud was wanting to play for the shirt, play for the badge, represent the club he plays for. He was playing with passion and heart. He actually wanted to go and get a goal and stuff like that. He had an attempt within the first few seconds of him being on the pitch than what Tammy Abraham did in 85 minutes. So for that, Olivier Giroud, because he's on the same part as Kepa, for the two best players on that pitch for us, performance-wise. Because if it wasn't for Kepa, we would have lost that game even more. And Giroud showed the passion, the fight, because he actually believed in the club, believed in wearing that shirt, and he played for the shirt. So for that, Olivier Giroud, you are getting a 7 out of 10 for your passion and resilience against Sheffield United, where you were playing for the shirt, playing for the manager. You were the only player on that pitch that played for the manager and for the shirt and for the club. So, there you go. That is the player ratings and for Chelsea's 3-0 defeat versus Sheffield United. I will be doing these after every game, but not on the same day. I'm doing the day after each game. And hopefully you guys do enjoy this video of my player ratings of Chelsea 0, Sheffield United 3 in the Premier League. Like, subscribe, click on notification squad. Also, when you hit the bell icon, don't forget to also click on include post, because then you would be updated and reminded on there when I do a live stream, when I do a watch along, and also when I let you know that stuff is on the channel, and also when this gets uploaded. I'm going to let you guys know. Like, subscribe, and blue is the colour, and peace.